The increase, there should be a lot of factors that contribute to the increase. Like we just want to establish whether a few years after COVID, the economic activities have picked up. There is now high traffic on the road. But all in all, pedestrian cases occurs when either pedestrians are crossing the road and not looking properly on both sides, whether there are vehicles and whether it's safe to do so, or they are walking alongside the road, and in some cases the drivers would lose control and hit a pedestrian. So of recent we have also observed that we had a very good rainy season, which also then impacted on the visibility of the drivers for them to be able to see the pedestrians. So there should be a lot of factors that we probably need to look at. Like I said, economic activities, there is quite a lot of new roads. These roads are not only new to drivers, but they are also new to pedestrians. So if a road was, for example, in rural areas where it was gravel and vehicles could drive at a much slower speed, but now it's upgraded to bitumen and vehicles are driving on a more higher speed than before. So we do not have a study or a current study that we have conducted, but we believe these are some of the factors that contribute to or possible causes of pedestrian crashes.
So Uupindi, can you tell us which roads in Namibia have recorded the highest number of pedestrian crashes and what is being done to improve safety in those areas?
Maybe it will take us the whole day if I have to go to a specific road, but I will take you to the regions that are mostly affected. And we start with Khomas region. Khomas region is the highest affected region. It represents, I think, more than 30% of the problem when it comes to pedestrians. And in Khomas, when we talk about Khomas, we're really referring to Windhoek, where most of these pedestrian crashes are happening. And we have the notorious roads around in Windhoek. We have Western Bypass or B1 road. It's one of the roads where pedestrians are hit. You have the Peter Nanyemba road, the old Monte Cristo road that is under construction still, and we also fear that when it's done and complete and vehicles are driving smoothly, it might as well also pose as a danger to pedestrians. We have the Independence Avenue or Hosea Kutako Road, you have the Florence Nightingale, you have your Mashishi Road, that's now around Windhoek in Khomas region, including those outskirts areas like Brakwater and Mix and so on. So the second region is Erongo, and Erongo mostly it's in the urban area of Walfish Bay, but also in other towns. And then the next region affected by pedestrians is Oshana, then Oshikoto, and then Kavango East. Now, in Kavango East, we're saying that the numbers are not necessarily the highest, but it represents 55% of the total crashes occurring in Kavango East. So what he's saying is, out of all the crashes occurring in Kavango East, 45% are pedestrian, which is a high proportion comparing with other regions. So those are the regions that are mostly affected. You would then agree with me that if you go to Oshikoto region, it will be on the highway, mostly the B1. If you go to Kavango East, it will also be on the highway, which is now your B8, and also the roads that goes to Kurenkuru from Rundu up until Nanale. So those are the mostly affected regions when it comes to pedestrian cases. Now, we have also now together with stakeholders, have our attention and focus in those regions. Those are the regions that we'll be engaging at the moment. We're not excluding all other regions, but most of our activities will be concentrated in those regions, especially the current pedestrian road safety campaign.
Master Uupindi, in places of roads damaged and no safe spaces for people to walk, is the MVA Fund working with the Roads Authority to fix these roads and make them safer for pedestrians?
Yes, so we work very closely with our colleagues in road safety, including the Roads Authority and also local authorities. All the local authorities in Namibia, we work together. So I think you have witnessed yourself that there is already a work under progress to repair the roads that were damaged, potholes and so on. If you see in Windhoek, they are almost disappearing. And there are some roads that are really going under rehab, total rehab. But in this area, you really need to ask our colleagues, Roads Authority and City of Windhoek, they would be giving you more on this. But yes, we work together. We work together on new development and new roads and new townships. We are engaging with them to say, before we set up, we should make sure that it's safe, also for vulnerable road users, which include pedestrians, cyclists, and children.
Drunk driving continues to put pedestrians at risk. Can you tell us how the MVA Fund plans to work with the Namibian police to help reduce accidents caused by drunk drivers?
No, we are already working with the Namibian police. Could have seen in Khomas region in recent times where road users are discussing in different WhatsApp groups. They normally tell each other where we are. We're working closely with law enforcement, just we're doing on all other aspects, also to curb drink and driving. But like you rightly put, it's not in our space directly. It's in the space of our colleagues in the law enforcement to deal with those that are found under the influence of alcohol. But yes, especially if you look at the pedestrians who were hit while not on the road but along the road, there is somehow alcohol involved. So the colleagues from law enforcement, they know this and we are working together with them.
So as the MVA Fund member, do you think the current efforts are enough to protect pedestrians, and what message do you have to traffic officers and roadblock teams across the country?
Sure. You see, the efforts are not necessarily enough. As you know, that resources are not enough everywhere. All of us now have to share the pie. I think the best that we are doing is to leverage on all our resources together with the colleagues to say, if the MVA Fund is bringing this to the table, City of Windhoek will bring this to the table, Roads Authority will bring this to the table, and we move together. I think that is what is important. It will never be enough. We're not going to say, now we have enough resources, let's close down the whole country and make sure that everywhere we are everywhere. And we also want to just ensure that at least everyone takes responsibility on road safety. So what is disappointing is when you find road users, for example, only fastening their safety belt when they see a traffic officer on approaching a road traffic checkpoint, and then they remove it when they leave. That is the mentality that we want to do away with, where people believe they must be police everywhere. The police cannot be everywhere. MVA Fund cannot be everywhere. National Road Safety Council cannot be everywhere. While we're doing our part, we also urging the road users to also do their part. Like we always say, that road safety is a shared responsibility and everyone must take part. And we last week just again emphasized our point of inviting the media to say the media should also join us, because what we believe that road safety is not a very interesting topic where every media wants to cover. We also know that you're selling your news and you want to have a nice headline and you would rather look at other topics than road safety. So we are inviting also the media to come on board to say, look, it's not attractive, but it's a very important topic that we can cover, so that we educate all our road users, so that we ensure that everyone takes responsibility, like I said. So resources will never be enough, but what we're doing, we already feel that there is a positive impact somewhere, and we are hopeful that these numbers will one day go down.
So on that, is the MVA Fund involved in any awareness campaign with schools or communities on road safety? And if yes, where are these activities taking place?
They are taking place almost everywhere, especially in the regions that I have just alluded to. It's just that now schools are closed. Before the school closed, we went to several schools. Our colleagues in the regions also went to several schools. So, and if you follow our media, you would see that we cover a lot of schools, pedestrian programs specific for school-going children. So we have programs for color patrol that we do at certain schools. We have also community marshals that we work with who help children to cross especially the highways to and from schools. So we have a lot of school road safety programs, and they are happening.
And lastly, with the upcoming holidays on August, where people will be traveling, what message does the MVA Fund have for drivers and the general public?
Yes, our message is really the change that you want is a change that you yourself must participate in. We know that the roads will be busy going to Zambezi region where Heroes Day will be celebrated. So we will also be on the road towards the Zambezi region and also in the different parts of the country where people will be traveling to these holidays and to celebrate the Heroes Day, for example. So we are urging the public to make a difference. We are saying positive and good road user behavior is what we need if we are to crack these numbers down. The MVA Fund accident response number 9682 is the number to call and report a crash, and all the required services will be dispatched, and those that are injured will get the necessary assistance, treatment, and transportation to health facilities. So keep our number